Good morning.
Good. The uniform fits you well. Don't you want to make a beautiful corpse? They said Mithridates had 300,000 men. Seeing this, I believe it. If not, we'll find out soon enough. Sorry, we'll be fine. Just let me handle the sentries.
Oh there, Scouts. Has your journey been long?
To Tartarus with your passphrase, Lokagos. We've been far afield for near a month. You think we've kept up with your latest codes?
Don't run your mouth at me. It takes a passphrase to enter camp, and I don't make exceptions.
I guess this is where I tell you to go talk to my superior to sort this out, but I don't think either of us wants to drag the Strategos out here, nor do I want to wait in the heat while you get him. Why don't we just skip the theater so we can get a bath, and you can go back to your dice game? I offer you this bottle of fine Sicilian wine to wash away whatever guilt you might feel for such minor dereliction of duty.
This is a fine vintage.
They look like good people to me. And that does look like a good wine. I say let them through.
Very well. Go on in. But it's not because of the wine.
Of course not, Lokagos. Good luck with the dice.
My aunt's family lives in Kizikos, you know. It feels weird to sit out here waiting for them to starve.
Three campaigns I fought for him. He was the best commander I've ever served under.
Do you believe the rumors? I heard Archelaus was defeated by Roman legatus with no experience leading an army.
I saw it with my own eyes. I barely got out of Mytilene alive.
I have no power to overrule an Imperator. You know that.
I only need you to discredit the campaign of Licinius Lucullus.
You made it impossible for me to turn the Senate when you cornered Marcus Aurelius Cotta. Rome will not leave one of their own behind, least of all a consul.
As long as he is safe and sound inside the walls of Chalcedon, I still believe he can be rescued. Then we must take the city and secure him as hostage.
One thing at a time. I heard rumors that Troas and Musia are on the cusp of leaving your alliance.
Impossible. I have contingencies to ensure their loyalty.
I hope you're right. Without them, your siege on Kizikos is lost.
My army outnumbers Lucullus's legions 25 times.
Don't underestimate him. That is the mistake Archelaus made.
Keep the supplies flowing, Scaevola. That's all I need from you. I will take Kizikos and Chalcedon, and you will reap the rewards.
Corvinus will see to it personally. He is among my best men.
My services are yours as long as the Senator commands, Your Majesty.
Very good. Safe journey home, Senator.
Oh, I'm not going home. My brother is handling things just fine in Rome. I'm going to see a mutual friend in Thracia.
Ah, yes. Give him my regards.
I shall. Good day, Your Majesty.
That must be it. We won't get an opportunity like this again, so let's make sure we've made the most of it before we leave.
Strategos, do you bring any news? Let's have a look. A cruel, backhanded agreement between two equally power-hungry men. Thank you. This document will shortly burn on one of these braziers. With Apollon's help, no one but us will ever know of its existence. Your virtuous deed will not go unrewarded. Our troops will withdraw from the siege of Kitsikos today. Without us, Troas will leave as well. I am certain that Mithridates will be forced to abandon the siege.
That won't bring Mercia itself under our control, though. We'll still have to push the remaining Pontic soldiers out of this region.
You will always be welcome in Mercia as long as I am ruler. That cloth is really soft. Where did you buy it?
Some trader sold it to me. He came from the east.
Where is he?
He left again after the Romans arrived.
It's good to see you again. What do you seek? Of tools, I have plenty. How many do you need? As you wish.
Good day to you, honored Romans. It was you who got rid of Theophilos, isn't it? I always liked Zenobia. I will give you a discount.
Wonderful peppers, fresh from the fields. They go great with trout.
We meet again. Go right in. Everyone is waiting for you.
Welcome and well met. I believe I do not need to remind you of our agreement about the nature of this meeting.
Of course not.
I am well aware of the nature of your arrangement.
Delightful. Settle down then. And just to make it clear, you both agreed to not bear arms inside my villa. This rule is meant to discourage combat. Combat in this case includes but is not limited to hand-to-hand engagements. Refreshments will be served in a moment. Enjoy yourselves, and please, try to refrain from killing each other.
I see you have brought reinforcements, Lucullus. Are you the Consul's Praetorian Guard? A student of politics, huh? Watch closely, then. Learning about defeat is a useful educational experience. Very well. Let us start. Tell me how I can help you.
First of all, Mithridates Megas, I am pleased that you came to meet me. There's a certain individual you've been keeping as a guest. It would make me happy to see him reunited with his family.
I'm sure that would make you happy and place you in a significantly better strategic position. Forgive me for being selfish in this case, but you should know that his release would certainly not make me happy. And I'm mostly concerned with my own happiness. Besides, I'm quite fond of my new friend Kota. Why would I let him go? He's a valuable guest. Certainly, you don't expect me to roll over and give him up to you.
Not at all. But my intention here is not to bring about your defeat.
I highly doubt that.
My intention is making sure we both win. Over the course of this war, we have captured nearly 1,000 of your soldiers, which are held in my camp as prisoners. I have no interest in feeding your men. We would both be best served by an exchange of hostages. One man for the lives of 1,000. I'd call that a fair trade, would you not?
An interesting proposal. But Kota is of immense strategic value to me. In order to make this trade, I would need to see my strategic position improved. I'm sure I can be persuaded into parting with your co-consul in exchange for, say, your departure from Asia Minor with all your legions. I doubt you'd agree to that. He's alive. That does pique my interest. I'll have to consider it. Perhaps over a glass of wine?
Indeed. All this talk made me thirsty. My ward should order our wine.
Don't you worry. I have already prepared the best wine for my guests. We did not spare any expense. Ah, I didn't know that. Thank you. He will be pleased indeed. Go now. I shall bring your drinks.
This is a particularly interesting wine. In fact, I should say it's my favorite vintage.
Really? Were you served a different wine? Mine tastes quite ordinary. Perhaps I should try yours.
My dear Lucullus, this wine is enjoyed best in moderation, I assure you. Your companion strikes me as a very bold person. But not all bold plans turn out well, young woman. Here, take this. Think of it as a consolation prize.
I don't quite follow.
Don't worry about it, Consul. A subtle jest between myself and your ward. Let's move on. I'll make you one final offer. I have no interest in handing over Cotta. But since you have shown goodwill, I may be willing to release 200 of your legionari, in exchange for the release of Arculeus, who you claim you have captured. You drive a hard bargain. I am willing to release 350 legionari, and not one more.
Very well. I'm content with this deal.
Excellent. I will send an emissary to your camp to discuss the details of the exchange. I am not in the mood to eat any longer. Stay and enjoy our host's hospitality, if you'd like. Next time we meet, it will be on the battlefield.
That could have gone better, but it could also have gone worse. We got a fair exchange, at least. Go on, I'll stay here a little longer. I have some things I wish to discuss with our host, and some local delicacies I'd like to taste.
When does your next shift begin?
I'm off guard duty. Nassau put me on latrines.
What did you do to earn that?
Took... an extra ration.
You idiot.
How should we position the troops?
Alicite hostes in infamata mamitiam accio.
Our ranks have reached the enemy lines.
Pila!
changing for the worse. Contendite vestras ponte! Finite milites exultare!
Good night.
All is well, I hope.
Legate, I am at your...
Our dominance on land depends partly on our dominance of the seas, Legate. Unfortunately, we have discovered the Greeks are building a new navy somewhere. We do not know. They seem to be changing the location of their shipyards constantly. We don't. But most of the pirates here seem to be working for Mithridates Mega. We can intercept their lumber shipment and kill everyone. That should slow them down. Enough for us to actually find their shipyards. Our way, Legate. We're nearly at full strength. We could use a few more recruits to fill the ranks. With a little more experience, I believe we have many Legionari still missing in action from the recent fighting. Until they show up, or until we find them dead, We cannot replace them with fresh recruits.
Finally, someone with decision-making power. A glorious commander of Romans. I am reliably informed that you have a surplus of prisoners. Here is my offer. Sell them to me, and I shall pay you handsomely. Because I pay the best of prices. And because business is a battlefield. You can't win by being afraid. I and my associates will pay you a fixed fee for the right to take possession of all prisoners, present and future. We will take delivery once every fortnight. Does that sound good? All right. I get the idea. Fine. I am willing to pay what you ask up front. You have a deal. My people will visit you regularly as agreed upon. You will not hear from me personally again. Have a good day.
Apparently, the whole army just split up. Half of them just gave up and went home.
What I heard is that the legatus executed some kind of diplomatic masterstroke and pulled the rug out from under that whole alliance.
That's incredible. Nothing can stop us from winning this war now.
So where do Mercia and Troas stand now? Are they on our side?
I guess. I don't know how much use those turncoats will be, though. If they'll abandon Mithridates that easily, why should we trust them?
Careful when you climb into the left tower. Ladder's a little rickety.